What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? Oh shit, Aliens just finished. What's up? Welcome to the Wake and Bake Show. Your daily, interactive Philly sports, vocabulary, motivational, philosophy, gaming show. And I'm a fancy clown. Yeah, that shit wasn't easy. Alright, I'm about to get into the music. Hopefully you got your coffees. You got your coffees ready? Yeah, I ain't do coffee today, bro. That shit was yesterday, that shit had me feeling weird, man. I was laying down trying to take a nap. My mind was just going crazy. My heart was beating and shit. But I was yawning like a motherfucker because I was exhausted. So yeah, coffee is weird, man. I had to take a break off of that shit today. But hopefully you got your coffees ready. I got my water. You know what I'm saying? I got my smoke. You know what I'm saying? You can't see it, but I got my smoke. And let's get into this song.
And while the emotion is still here before I go, I guess get wasted. Yeah. So, me sitting here telling you how I actually felt about the track, about you singing on it and whatnot. That's the first time that I was sitting here.
What up,
I
practice
can't say
needed?
just being
Happy to
honest,
see you, brother.
an artist, but an artist that I guess an artist that I'm a friend of, brother.
Less to say I'm better than I was yesterday, but still gotta go the whole rest of the way. Confessing in the spirit who's invested in me. Saved already, but not yet who I'm destined to be. The process has begun, it's just I'm far from moving in the express. Gotta burn away the excess, but it feels like depression to me. Anticipate the next step, but then life switched direction, being delivered from the death of the flesh. Every test is a lesson to me. So I'm embarking on this conquest to crucify my
Yeah, we got the old John.
beginning with what's in my chest, but depending on the risen king. So when we meet, I might seem wise.
I woke up this morning with this in my mind.
And learn that I'm a hypocrite in the procedure of being revised. Obvious that the Father isn't finished yet. Not with me, but evil is. Though it's not in me, I'm a new creation. Ain't no crop in me or making me better. I'd rather be fresh. Straight baby out the shower, holla peace to the death. I was called, so I left. Getting closer to my father every step, and further from the death. Working like some slaves, but we got rest.
Because, like, before, it's like, alright, my crowd when, like, when I'm DJing, my crowd would cater towards his voice, so no, like, it's not for me, I'm like, so it's easy to be a showman, and, never against an answer, but, like, right then and there, I just give you, like, give me a little response, it's like, dang, I can't wait to see what he does with it, because I want to see you get better at singing, like, I want you to just be killing it. So, yeah, so I gave you my honest opinion of that, where it's like, it was that. No, I didn't do it for me, but I can't wait to see when you can do it, what you're going to do with it, you know what I'm saying, kind of thing. So keep on working on it, man. Love you. That's it.
Yeah, that song was from 2015, I think. Shout out to everybody that helped me with that, John. Daily Planet made the beat. I usually don't spit on other people's beats, so that was big. My ex girl helped me shoot the video. Um, Lindsay Pop mixed that, John. Yeah. So yeah, shout out. Appreciate it. Anyway, how y'all doing, man? Happy Tuesday. We up in this, John. Let's get into the word of the day. But before we do that, I must show y'all the setup. Let me grab this camera. See my cat? She done jumped up on my lap. Got my notes and shit. Controller, chilling. Green screen behind me that you can't see. Microphone above me. That's the ceiling. Wrapped up in the boards, the ceiling boards or whatever. Cable going down to this Steinberg interface, which goes to the Elgato and to the Xbox, which is the TV. And I don't even play games on this shit no more, so it's crazy. I might as well just unhook half of this shit. But anyway, man, I'm happy as shit to be here. I'm not gonna lie, man. So the word of the day today, as we traverse into the topic of discussion, the word of the day today, man, is Caprice. It's Caprice. That shit was a car when I was growing up back in the day. It was a big ass boat car. And I was like, oh, that has a really elegant name, an elegant title. I never would have guessed it would have actually meant this: a sudden and unaccountable change of mood or behavior. So the example that they give is the caprices of the electorate, a land where men were ruled by law and not by caprice. So yeah, caprice. I've also heard the word capricious used, like someone who's capricious is completely like volatile and undependable. Uh, the other definition that I have is actually the same thing. I used to have a girlfriend who was mad capricious. Like we would make plans and shit, and like she would like change them shits like on the way. On the way to the spot, like we would have like reservations and shit, and on the way to the spot, she'd be like, "We should go to what's the name?" And I'd be like, "Nigga, we dead ass like already put the address in the Uber. What you talking about?" Or like we would have a plan to go do something after she got off of work and shit, and then she called me from work and be like, "Yeah, I was thinking about going to what's the name house and baking cookies and shit." And I'm like, "Nigga, we had a plan." So yeah, I try my best not to be capricious, or I try my best not to let the caprice take over in my character. I want to be dependable. You know what I'm saying? I want to be somebody who is somewhat predictable in a way that you know you can depend on me. You know what I'm about. You know what the possibilities are when you fucking with me. You know what I mean? So shit, that's why I'm here right now. Every day, every day. But yeah, so that's Caprice. That's Caprice right now. Um, I guess I should get into the local sports. Right now, the Phillies just beat the Braves yesterday by like 7 points. It was nice, but you know what? I'm not going to make a big deal out of it, and I'm not going to take it to mean too much because it's just one game. You know what I'm saying? So like last week when them niggas was losing like one out of every 3 games, and everybody was tripping every other day, and I was like, the same thing. I'm like, yo, it's just one game. You can't expect niggas to go undefeated for the rest of the season. Just because the niggas had a nice little string, like, come on. You can't expect niggas to go undefeated. So, niggas won a game. We still 3 games ahead of the Cubs, which I'm not tripping about. And we still scoring points. We put up 7 runs yesterday. I'm not tripping about that either. So I feel real good. I do feel like these Philly fans tend to be a little bit too capricious. You know, they exercise their caprice a little bit too much when it comes to all the shit that's going on with the local sports and stuff. Which, you know, I'm not gonna say that I don't, cause I love that shit, man. I get passionate about that shit, but that's on purpose, bro. Um, but yeah, with all of that said, uh, I think we in a good position. I'm happy about it. When we win a game, I'm not that happy. It's all about October. When we lose a game, I'm not that sad because it's all about October. Uh, back to the Sixers or on to the Sixers. They signed Kelly Oubre, or at least they about to make a push to sign Kelly Oubre. Um, he ain't amazing. He ain't great, but on this team, we could use his ass. We need a nigga like that. He's a athletic wing. His shooting ain't the best, but he averaged about 20 points last year with Charlotte. Previous to that, he played for the Warriors, where he put up about 14 to 17. But the thing is, they got a real strong offense, and he was like a fifth, maybe sixth option on that team. But he was still putting up 14 to 17, and he'll give you 8 rebounds too on a nightly basis. So I think he'll be an okay fit here. It's just a 1 year contract, so it's nothing real serious. It's still the fact still remains to be seen whether or not we could depend on James to show up. By the way, I don't know if my nigga here right now, but I want to give a big hearty happy birthday to my nigga Cyrene. Um, I don't know if he here right now, but I'm gonna make that nigga a song later. I'm gonna make him a happy birthday song later. I don't think I ever made a happy birthday song. I done made Christmas songs and shit, and I done made all types of songs for various occasions. Songs for girls, songs for homies, songs for family. But I ain't never made no happy birthday song, so I'm excited. I'm gonna make a motherfucking birthday song today. Um, but yeah, anyway, I'm I'm not hype about Kelly Oubre, but I am gonna say like it makes me feel a little bit better. You know what I mean? It makes me feel like we actually did make a move. Cause before that, it was Mo Bamba. You know what I mean? What else was it? It was Danny Green. You know, nothing that moved the needle. Paul Reed moved the needle for me, but other than that, it was a whole lot of disappointment when it came to this offseason. So that's all I'm gonna get the Sixers until them niggas play some winning basketball. Now, I think that pretty much kills it for local sports. Except for I did want to look into this Gargano thing because I found out that Anthony. I don't know if any of y'all niggas pay any attention to that shit, but Anthony Gargano is a personality on sports radio, and he has been since I was a child. Um, so recently he was suspended and sued, and I saw that shit this morning. I didn't get a chance to read why, and I'm not actually gonna read this whole article, but I am going to look into it just so that I don't fucking misreport it or whatever. Okay, Gargano is currently suspended with pay. Oh, he that nigga, bro. He good. Never mind. Ain't no issue. Shout out to the Gall. Um, so he's suspended with pay over his involvement with PHLY Sports, which is funny because I just started listening to their Sixers podcast like 2 weeks ago. A new digital media outlet that launched last week. Right. Media, according to the lawsuit filed on Monday by the Fanatics parent company, Beasley Media Group. The company says Gargano breached his contract, which states he is prohibited from providing services to a competing business while he is employed by Beasley. Alright, so basically, my man is a nigga who works on the radio. He's a radio personality. He signed an exclusive deal, which means that he cannot work on other motherfuckers' radios. And he went on a podcast, which he didn't think was the equivalent. He didn't see that as equal. He must have made a mistake. Do I see that equals equal? I can't say that PHLY Sports Podcast is actually competing with the fucking Beasley Group, Beasley Media Group. They big as shit. They got like multiple stations in multiple markets and shit. So it's crazy to me, but I understand it. If I hired a nigga to cut grass exclusively for me, and then there was another nigga across the street who also had a grass cutting company, and my nigga was the nicest grass cutter in the city, and then all of a sudden I seen him hanging out with them other grass cutters across the street, I'm gonna be looking at my nigga like a little bit of betrayal, you know? I'm gonna expect a little bit of loyalty, right? Especially if it's contractually obligated based on some shit he agreed on years ago. So I ain't mad at them. I ain't mad at him. Seems like a real cut and dry issue. Not that big of a deal. So that's it for the local sports. On to the national scene. I want to show y'all this Travis Hunter hit, because apparently the kid who put this hit out on Travis Hunter. Let's see, can we get some sound?
Moment ago downfield.
Boom!
Incomplete,
That was it right there.
but a flag down intended for Hunter, who took a shot afterwards by Henry Blackburn. And now some words, Shadur Sanders coming to the aid of his number one target there. Penalties, the pass interference first there, and then the late hit by Henry Blackburn.
Okay, Henry
Hunter,
Blackburn.
who plays on both sides of the football, and yeah.
So yeah, he laid that late hit. A lot of people were saying like, you know, sometimes you got to send a message to the other team. So sometimes you got to hit a nigga hard, which I'm not opposed to. But other people also were saying that like that was just poor sportsmanship, and that's not what we play the game for. Shit like that, which I also agree with. The kid, not Sanders, the kid Travis Hunter, he actually came back into the game and played up until the third quarter, where I think one of the sideline doctor guys noticed something about him, and they took him off the field. And guess what? He's out for 3 weeks. He played another 2 quarters on both sides of the ball. He's out for 3 weeks. He shouldn't have been doing that. So that kind of sucks. But the reason I'm bringing this shit up is because, let's see, is it here? Nah, it's here. Nope. Oh, I think I fucked it up. Let me see. Basically, that kid who did the late hit, niggas is giving him death threats and shit now, which that's also kind of fucked up. There we go. Most recent search. That's also kind of fucked up because, like, all right, Henry Blackburn. Colorado State defensive back Henry Blackburn receives death threats toward him and his family following a late hit on Colorado wide receiver and cornerback Travis Hunter. CSU athletic director Joe Parker detailed. Put anyone in harm's way. Adding that Blackburn never intended to put anyone in harm's way. Okay. That's simple. So, I think it's funny how many motherfuckers is supporting this team, supporting the players on this team, supporting Dion and all of that shit. I don't think this is cool. I don't think that's okay. But I think it's fucking hilarious how serious niggas is getting over this shit. Niggas is sending death threats. I don't know how kid this is. I don't know how old this kid is, but kid can't be more than 20 years old. You know what I mean? Niggas is sending this boy death threats. He was flagged for unsportsmanlike conduct. Some people said he should be suspended. Okay, that's up to the league. You say that. That's your opinion. He got flagged. That was his punishment. Why you gotta give the kid grief? Why you gotta say you want to kill the motherfucker and kill his family and all that crazy shit? That's too much. That's a little too much. Also, Nick Chubb broke his fucking leg last night. That's a big deal. He is arguably the best running back in the league. I mean, it's about 3 other motherfuckers that you could probably put on that same scale with him, but he's elite nonetheless. He broke his motherfucking leg last night. And what really sucks about that is because, like, these running backs have been getting fucked over for, like, various reasons. 1, injuries. 2, because a lot of them niggas just ain't good at doing everything. Like, some of them power back, some of them can catch, some of them are actually fast, some of them can find holes. The specialization of running backs. That's the second one. And then the third one is them niggas break down over, like, short amount of time, like 3 to 4 years, and them niggas is cooked. Like, you saw what happened to Zeke. You see what happened to a lot of these running backs. They didn't get paid in the offseason. There was a whole bunch of like the best running backs in the league fighting to get their money. The only one I think who actually ended up getting paid, excuse me, Saquon agreed to, I think, a $9 million 1-year contract, which basically amounts to a franchise tag. He was trying to avoid that shit. He's worth more than $10 million a year. Most people would agree. But the people who paying his ass don't agree. They don't think that. So, guess what happened? He got injured this weekend. He's out for the next couple weeks. Just further proving the point that shouldn't pay a damn running back. And then Nick Chubb breaks his leg. He's out for the rest of the year. Further proving the point that you shouldn't pay a running back. So now I think Josh Jacobs is the last one, and I'm just waiting for him. I mean, I don't want him to get injured, and I mean, prayers for Nick Chubb, his family, and all of that shit. Hopefully, speedy recovery. But it's crazy out here. I really hope that Josh Jacobs doesn't get hurt, because if he gets hurt, then, like, there's no case to be made for paying a running back ever in this league. Like, seriously. You could go committee for any situation. Not only that, like, would you rather have one running back spot where he's taking up one roster spot, but, like, $10-12 million cap space? Or would you rather have, like, 4 niggas all getting paid like $1-2 million, who could be utility guys, who could come in and do various different things, who could do special teams plays? You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it's sad out here for running backs, and it's not looking no much better. It ain't looking very much better. All right. So, I think that's mainly it for the news portion. I mean, you know, sports news. I did come across some shit earlier that I wanted to look into. I will admit, yo, some of the stuff that I see this shit and I don't research it. What I do is I write it down and I go, I'm going to research that later. And then either I do or I don't. And most times I don't. I'll bring it here and then I'll have it written down on a piece of paper and I'll be like, damn, I wrote that down, but I don't know what the fuck I wrote about it or what I wanted to know about it, what I wanted to say about it. So this is kind of one of those situations. I did take the time to prepare slightly though. So this video is going crazy. Look how many people reposted that shit or commented to it. Look how many reposts. Look how many reposts. This video is going crazy. So anyway, what is it a video of? Let's see. And why is it relevant? Why does it matter? Who the fuck is this guy? All questions that I intend on answering very soon. Okay.
Fuck the woman! Fuck the woman!
What? No, wait. We love women. We love women.
Okay. So how old is this kid? Maybe 11? Maybe a little older? maybe 13, maybe 12. Who knows? Let's go.
Andrew Tate. Fuck the woman. Fuck the woman.
What?
He said, Andrew Tate. Then he smiled. Then he said, fuck the woman. Fuck the woman.
No, wait. We love women. We love women. We love women.
But not like transgenders.
Yes, sir. We love everybody. No.
All gays should die. Yeah, merch. Preach.
He said, fuck gays, all gays should die. He said, we love women. He was like, we love women, but not transgenders, right? That's what the kid said.
What have I done?
Can I get in the video?
He said, what have I done?
Fucking talk. Can I get in the video?
Yeah. Talk to him.
Yo, what's up? What's up?
Yeah.
Andrew Tate.
Okay. I guess I'll make this fairly quick. This is why you can't walk around being capricious and shit. Or you can't just let your caprice hang out all the damn time. Because it's a lot of influence out here, man. Now, I don't know who this gentleman is, right? But without doing a bit of research, I look at this video and it makes me sad as fuck. And look, niggas is still reposting it. Niggas is loving it all crazy. Alright, so the first thing I see is it looks like they're at some type of conference or something. So they expected him to be there. They knew he would be here. So whoever this nigga is, he's the type of nigga who gets paid to go places, right? So this is like some type of event. He's eating popcorn. Okay? Now, maybe he's not at a specific, maybe he's watching football. Maybe he's at a football game. Maybe he just ran into these kids at a football game. They recognized him. Who knows? But he's recognizable in the streets, famous, right? So just because I don't know who he is don't mean he ain't nobody. Now, also, you look at the words, it says, I'm crying. Sneeko realized he ruined a generation of kids. That's a heavy-ass statement. Now, you look at the kids in this video, they look like they are the YouTube generation. And by that, I mean, like, how my nephew is, the little kids who, they don't go and flip channels on the TV. They don't have a remote and just go flipping channels. No, they go on YouTube and they just click on whatever suggested on the right side based on whatever they've been watching for the last couple months and shit. So they kind of just dig deeper and deeper into like a little rabbit hole. Just slowly though. Slowly, progressively, consistent. Right? The fuck was that? It sound like my cat is like cooking, knocking over pots and pans and shit. Anyway, so this guy, these kids came up to him and said, fuck the gays, right? He smiles. They love that shit. You know how kids are. You smile, they gonna keep doing it. Then they say, fuck the transgenders, fuck the women, fuck the women. Andrew Tate, yeah, right? So I didn't know kids this young was even invested in any of these issues or invested in the people who are invested in these issues. But homie here apparently done said some egregious and foul shit, and these kids caught on to it, and they follow him and all of that shit. Now, my whole thing from this is, I gotta ask my young boy immediately, who is Boy? Do you fuck with Boy? Do you follow this guy? Do you know who he is? Tell me about him. Tell me what you know about him. Because I know I've seen in my family, like I've seen with the children around me, they know who Mr. Beast is. You know what I mean? They know who a lot of these viral people are. It's some of these niggas who I wouldn't even know who they was if it wasn't for the kids or whatever. Like let's see, out of all the viral people that I fucking actually watch or pay any attention to, it ain't very many. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like I pay attention to RDC occasionally, and that's mainly the extent of it that I can name off at the top of my head. But like the kids, they be on all types of shit. You know what I mean? They not like really biased to a lot of this shit. So this gentleman got these kids thinking some type of way. And he started off like, let's see. I did do this though. Let me see. I said, who is Sneeko? And this is what I got. This is as far as I figured out. This is him, popular YouTuber, social media personality, stand-up comedian. Stop popping up bubbles and shit. He's well known for posting political videos, vlogs, internet rants on his YouTube channel. which has amassed more than 1.2 million subscribers. He initially rose to prominence for his gaming, commentary, and motivational videos. So that nigga was doing what the fuck I'm doing, right? And then one day, he went viral with the video, "Would you say the N-word for $1?" And, you know, he ain't black, so I could see the issue there. But a lot of niggas is out here doing whatever the fuck they want to do for attention, or whatever anybody else wants them to do for attention, or fame, or whatever. And that's what it is. I ain't really here to comment on that. But I will say that these kids are paying attention to these motherfuckers, emulating them, being influenced by them. So be careful, man. You gotta be careful with who your kids is watching, cause this nigga, I bet you, like he on that Andrew Tate fuck women, fuck trans people shit right now. But I bet you maybe a year or two ago, not very much longer, he was still on this wave. He was still on his gaming, commentary, motivational video wave, you know? But at one point, that shit went left. And then he got a whole bunch of responses for it. So he was like, yo, left is right. Left is right. Yeah. So that's something that I saw today. I thought that was particularly alarming. And I will be picking my young boy up from school today and asking him, yo, you ever heard of this guy? You ever heard of this guy? Oh, okay, because I saw a video. He went viral. And, you know, I'm not going to lie to my boy. I'm going to tell him exactly what I saw. I'll be like, yeah, you seen this shit? You know. But, yeah, try to be open with your kids. Try to communicate with your kids. And try to, if you can, have a bigger influence on your kids than these random niggas online. All right. So, I think I was going to say something about how, like, summer is behind me and summer is behind us. It's the fall right now. It looks kind of like an undeveloped thought based on my notes here. But I think what I was trying to get at was I had some goals during the summer, and I wasn't able to achieve any of them. I could name them right now, but it's kind of no point because I wasn't able to achieve them. So them shits is rolling over for the fall. I'm not excited to announce that, but them shits is rolling over. One of my goals was to get 100 followers. I think I was probably asking for too much. At the time when I made that goal, I had 14 followers, and since that time, I've gotten to 30. I've been at 30 for about 3 weeks now. Which shit, I ain't mad about it because I still got the same couple people who show up every day, which I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for that. But I didn't hit the 100 mark yet, so I'm still working on that shit. So hey, man, if you get a chance, man, go if you got a second email, follow me on that shit. Or if you got some friends that watch Twitch, tell them about me, or invite them to the page or some shit. Tell them they need to get to step they fucking vocab up and come over here and check out a fancy clown to learn some words and shit. But yeah, that was one of my goals and shit. One of my other goals was like for my nephew and shit. And I started it. I did start it, but I didn't actually fully achieve it. But hopefully that'll be realized before Christmas. I'm giving myself, because it's cold outside and shit, you know. But yeah, so if there was more interaction in the chat, I would be asking y'all, yeah, man, so what are some of the goals y'all had over the summer? Were you able to achieve all of them and shit? And if not, like, what's the recourse? What's the, you know what I mean? Like, what you gonna do now? Are you gonna roll them over like how I said I'm gonna do? Or are you gonna just say fuck it and be like, all right, that was too much for me. Let me scale it down a bit. I'm just kind of wondering how people kind of go about those types of things. Because like me, I've always considered myself to be somewhat self-motivated, but then some days I'm just completely not motivated. So I know that I'm not doing it exactly the right way. You know what I mean? So yeah, feedback's always appreciated. Different perspectives and shit like that. But yeah, I was basically going to say I did not achieve my goals for the summer. And as much as it does sadden me, it excites me because now when I plan out my goals for the fall, I already got like 3 Jones on the list, you know? So that's cool. That's one of the things that I'm kind of excited about. So I was going to talk about Russell Fame getting canceled on YouTube because they said he raped some people. I didn't look into whether he raped people. I haven't formed any opinion about him or whether or not he raped anybody. The only real issue that I saw here worth discussing was, is it cool for YouTube to shut his page down over allegations that haven't been proven? That was the question that I wanted to pose. Uh, is it cool? I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't have said it that way. Is it right? Is it just? Should it be lawful? Maybe I should have said it that way. I don't know. I'm not sure the answer there. Because I know if I had a company, I would want to have the freedom to be able to run my company however the fuck I wanted to run it. And if I saw somebody that I thought was a fucking asshole, I would want the freedom in my company to be able to say, nigga's an asshole. I wouldn't want nobody to be like, oh, well, just because you think he's an asshole, that doesn't mean you could cease doing business with him or you could shut him off, right? Nah. If it's my company, I want the right and the freedom to do that. But at the same time, if I'm a creator and I'm working with another company and I don't want allegations to be able to get in the way of my fucking income, that shit's crazy. Uh, Especially if I'm finna have some lawyer fees and some bails and shit that I gotta post. So it's kind of wild. It's one of those either or type of issues, and I mean I think I'm biased to whichever side that I put myself on. But if I was to try to think of something that will work consistently for everybody, I'm having real trouble with it. I will say it's a challenge for me. So that's kind of one of those things. I'm gonna discuss that shit on my podcast with my homie because that's something I'm gonna definitely need feedback on. I haven't come to any conclusion with that shit yet. Um, so yeah, I guess that pretty much. Uh, I guess that pretty much wraps up all of that shit. Say one more time, happy birthday to my man Cyrene. You know what I'm saying? He watched this back later. Hopefully I make my nigga feel warm inside. Pause. But I got a couple quotes here. We can move on to those. So, as you know, it's not President's Day. But today I was reading with my young boy about Theodore Roosevelt. So one Theodore Roosevelt quote had popped up, and I was like, that ain't too bad. I heard it before, but it wasn't too bad. But it made me look more into other presidential quotes, you know, because these niggas is paid to talk. So I figured they might have said some fly shit over the years. They've been around for a while, right? So lo and behold, I did find a couple of fly things. Let me share them with you. The first one, the first quote and the first president, George Washington. This nigga said, "It is far better to be alone than to be in bad company." Yeah, that's some fly shit right there. That remind me of when Jesus said, I think Jesus said it, nigga rather sleep on a roof than have to sleep in a bed with a wife he ain't in love with. Or a contentious wife. I think that was the word that was used. But yeah, I'm with that. Nigga rather be alone than be in bad company. Company is great. Companionship is great. But bad company, god damn, man. That should make everything sour. That should make everything bitter and suck. Alright. Now I got my nigga Abe. He said, "I walk slowly, but I never walk backwards." That's some cowboy shit right there. I fuck with that. That's some ballsy shit to say too. A nigga try to tell you hurry up. You be like, hey, listen. I'm gonna walk slow, but I'm not gonna walk backwards. And they just be thinking like, damn, I don't remember asking you to walk backwards, but fuck. I guess I will deal with your slow pace. I thought that one was pretty good though. That's like speaks to consistency. That's one of them joints that get my ass up out of bed and back on the stream every day, baby. Also, you know, it's the viewers, it's the people, it's the motherfuckers who keep showing up every day, which I appreciate. All right, so the Roosevelt quote, which I will share with you, was pretty. It was pretty dry, honestly. I'm not too hype about it, but he said, "Believe that you can, and you're halfway there." That's an easy one to remember. You could tell that to a kid. A kid will fuck with that, I think. But the one that I really loved, the one that I really, really appreciated the most was Harry S. Truman. I believe it was Harry S. Truman, which, a little bit of a novel trivia. The S in Harry S. Truman stood for nothing. That nigga's middle name was a letter. Shout out to him for that. That's ballsy. his quote was, "It is amazing what you can accomplish if you do not care who gets the credit." Can I get a preach from the chat? Can I get a preach from the chat? Let me say it again for you. It is amazing what you can accomplish if you do not care who gets the credit. Now, the reason I think that was so amazing is because, one, it speaks to humility, obviously. But the other thing it speaks to is, it speaks to red tape. A lot of the times, there's a lot of formalities and shit that get in the way of a lot of us. The age aren't trying to hear that. This age ain't trying to hear that. As far as what what you can accomplish without receiving credit. Yeah, I know they ain't trying to hear that. I know. But that's why they need to hear it though. You know what I mean? Because ain't nobody told them that shit. But yeah, that John is like, it speaks to humility, but it also speaks to red tape. It speaks to, like, you know how many people are waiting to be put in a position to do something great or to do something at all? You know what I mean? So many people are waiting to be told or given the directions to be able to do something. But it's like, what if you just did that shit in secret? Or what if you just did that shit on your own volition without worrying about anybody's reaction to it, without worrying about anybody looking at you? Like, if you really just thought about the mission, if you was just mission minded and said, hey, yo, I need to accomplish this. Like, I need to put dinner on the tables of 50 families a month for the next year, right? You set that goal and you start thinking about, okay, now how can I get that shit to come back on me? Now you got a whole different goal in mind. But if you set that goal and you literally thinking, all right, how can we make this shit happen despite what anybody else you can literally walk up to a rich motherfucker or walk up to a motherfucker who has the resources and say, yo, you know what you should do? You know what niggas would really give you a lot of credit for if you thought of? And let them take that credit and let them accomplish that mission for you. You know what I mean? Let them carry that shit on their back. Bulls don't want to even take care of their one son. Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right. But that's the thing, man. We can't be discouraged by that. That's true. A lot of bulls don't want to take care of their one son. But you know, a lot of bulls in my circle take care of their sons and other niggas' sons, bro. That's a trend that I noticed with the people in my circle that I know, that I grew up with. Them niggas got they kids and kids that they adopted. That's what I noticed in my circle. So I expect greatness of myself and those around me because I seen it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, God is good, man. I've been blessed. I've been blessed. You in my circle, bro. So, yeah, I will say, as discouraging as that is and as true as that is, what you just brought up, I can say that there's a lot of shit going on to the contrary that I can absolutely use for my own rebuilding and my own confidence and, you know, my own energy, right? Because, like I be thinking about the work that I put in, and I be like, nigga, you ain't the only one. Look at your homies. Nigga, everybody putting in that work, bro. You know what I'm saying? Everybody putting in that work. So I'm just a part of a team, bro. I'm just a part of a team. I appreciate you. Yo, you humbled, but I appreciate you. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. You can't be, though, because you the one that got the truth, so you got to share that shit, man. That's your only obligation. Your obligation is not to convince nobody. Your obligation is not for them to turn. Your obligation is to share that shit with them. What they do with it, that's on them. You know what I mean? But it's like, there's a lot of ignorant motherfuckers out here who would really love to tell people and help people, but they don't got the truth to share with them. And then it's a whole lot of niggas out here who got the truth, who don't feel like sharing that shit. So let's not be either one of those assholes. Or at least let's try not to. Yeah. Gotta put that work in, man. Gotta put that work in. Gotta put that work in. So, it's funny, man. Y'all niggas lit up. I'm pretty much done on my notes and stuff. But I do want to encourage y'all to keep it up, keep going, keep being great fathers, keep being great citizens of the world, of the United States, and of your local community. You know what I'm saying? It's only Tuesday. No, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate y'all. Seriously. It's only Tuesday. So y'all know, you know what I'm saying? We can't burn everything off today, man. We still got to keep some for tomorrow and the next day and the next day. So go out there and get that shit. Be great at it. And in the meantime, Follow a Fancy Clown here on Twitch. Go check out Fancy Clown on YouTube. Subscribe if you can. Check out Practice Needed here on Twitch. Go listen to TRN Podcast, the realest podcast ever created. That's on every platform. And be great on purpose. As my man just said, be great on purpose. Be blessed and be a blessing. And I will see y'all bright and early tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock, Lord willing. And don't forget, this is your daily interactive Philly sports vocabulary, motivational philosophy, and gaming show. So next time y'all come, man, be ready to talk to your boy. And I'll be ready to listen. Peace.